Hey, welcome to Pilates with Scott. In this routine, we're looking at improving upper body strength. So let's start on all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, back in a neutral position. Web the fingers, get a good feel for the floor. Breathe through your nose, bend the elbows back. Exhale through your mouth to lengthen the arms. Breathing into sync, exhale to lift. Try to maintain this neutral position throughout your spine. Very easy to sink into the shoulders and let the chin drop down. So trying to keep your chin pulled in to keep the neck in line with the rest of the spine. Stronger option, take the hands, one hand space forward, keep the fingers webbed, shoulders over the hands, then clasp pencil and butt. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. So a little bit more of a challenge. It challenges the core a little bit more in this position. Keeps it simple still with the knees on the floor. And again, trying to maintain that neutral position within the spine throughout. Feel the floor as you press into the floor with every press up. Once you're finished, sit back, child pose. Nice release for the lower lumbar spine. Arms are reaching out in front. You've got tight shoulders, go wider with the arms and be soft for the elbows. From here, side press up. So we come onto the side of the mat, shoulder, hip, feet in a straight line. Bottom hand hooks around the waist. Top hand in front of chest with the shoulder away from the ear. Taking a breath through your nose as you breathe out. Push into the top hand and the elbow for support. Both elbow hand to come back to the start. Option, push into the top hand, bottom elbow, and just use your top hand to lower, or if you can, top hand to lift, top hand to lower. It depends on your strength. So if you do struggle to lift off the floor, use your bottom elbow coupled with the top hand to help you lift. It's like you're sliding up a wall and then just slide back down. Trying to keep your top shoulder from hunching. Trying to keep your top hip forwards. Great one for the back of the arm, the triceps, and also a nice one for the obliques, the side for love handles also. Bend in the legs, elbow under the shoulder. Try to keep your side lifted and your shoulder lifted. Arm to ceiling. So keep it simple, keep the hip on the floor. If you can manage, elevate the hip, or a stronger option, lift the hip, lengthen leg, flex the foot, breathe through your nose. Exhale to thread under, inhale, open arm to ceiling. Option, hip on the floor, get the turn from the waist, turn the waist to open the arm to the ceiling. If you can manage, follow your fingertips through, follow your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Now if your hip is lifted, it's trying to maintain the lift in the hip. Try to keep the wall pressed out via the foot, and simply rotate via the waist. Great strength exercise for your shoulders, great one for the obliques, the core, and a nice mobility for the spine also. Once you're finished. Next one, elbow to knee, lengthen out. So breathe out to squeeze elbow to knee, inhale to lengthen. Now if you're struggling to keep the hip lifted, option hip to floor if you need to. If you are lifted in this position, it's trying to maintain the lift. Aim elbow to knee, but don't collapse the hip just to get the elbow to the knee. So be strong with your bottom forearm. Try to stay lifted out of your bottom shoulder and maintain the lift with the hip. Think clasp pencil and butt throughout to maintain pelvic positioning. Changing direction, so let's try the same routine on the opposite side. So side press up, align yourself up with the mat. So shoulder, hip, feet in a straight line. Bottom hand hugs the waist, top hand in front of chest, shoulder away from the ear. As you breathe out, pushing into top hand, option to use your elbow if you need to, inhale to come back to the start. If you've got neck issues, option place a cushion or a block under the head for extra neck support as you return to the start position. It's like there's a wall directly behind you, so feel as you're sliding up the wall, then slowly release back down the wall. Breathe out on the lift. Inhale to lower. Very easy to hunch the shoulders here, especially that top shoulder. And trying to keep your top hip forwards to maintain hip stability and hip positioning. Web your fingers, feel as you're pressing into the palm of the hand as you do the side press up. Side plank, so elbow on the shoulder, be lifted with your rib cage, arm to ceiling. Keep it simple. If you're able to, elevate the hip. If you want more of a challenge, lift the hip, lengthen leg, flex the foot. Top hand, threading under on the breath out. Inhale through your nose to open arm to ceiling. Get the turn from the waist as you follow your fingertips. Rotate the waist to open chest to ceiling. Try it again, take your time. Feel as you're pressing heel into the wall. Keep the hip lifted as if it's lifted against the ceiling, and just focus on rotating by the waist as you thread through. Inhale to open chest, arm to ceiling. Nice mobility one for the spine, great one for the core, the sides, the obliques, and it's a great strengthening exercise for the shoulder. Nice rotation for the neck also. If you do have neck issues, option keep your eye gaze down throughout the movements. Elbow to knee is the next move. Breathe out on the effort. Inhale to lengthen start position. So pull elbow towards the knee, lengthen out. So try to maintain the lift out of the shoulder. Try to maintain the lift in the hip. If this is a little bit too aggressive for your shoulder, drop the hip to the floor, keep the side lifted, and continue the move from that position. Working the breath, the slower the movement. Once you're finished, rolling onto the back, hug the legs in, hands to shins to release the spine. For more information on Pilates, check out my website, pilateswithscott.com. Thank you.